It's been a minute, ladies. 2 weeks.
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome back.
Welcome to the Mac Besties podcast, where four lifelong best friends share the laughs, lessons, and love that come with navigating life in our 40s. From career triumphs and challenges to juggling family, friendships, and everything in between, we're here to bring you candid conversations, a dash of wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. Whether you're catching up on your commute, folding laundry, or sipping your favorite drink, consider this your new favorite hangout. So grab a seat and join us. We've saved you a spot.
Trying to get my shit together over here. Um, Today was kind of a rough day. Um, I was up all night long dealing with Hog needing to go shit, and that was exhausting. But I took care of that and um came home and cooked him some chicken, cooking him rice. Went to Tractor Supply, got some probiotic and some pumpkin. So I'm going to try to get him fixed up because he has just destroyed the backyard. And so we've got to work on getting that cleaned up once he's done getting the demons out. So that's been my last like 24 hours. Prior to that, I had a great week. I went a week ago today, went to Georgia and saw little Louie and was with Aaron and Roman and Aaron's brother Eric. And Eric brought his dog Daisy. Daisy is the best dog, and it was so nice to have a dog there. Daisy was such a good girl. She was a Great Dane. She's awesome. We had a really nice time. Yeah, it was kind of not necessarily awkward, but it was fun, just wild talking about how like Patrick and I are not together, obviously, and just how the dynamic is so different. And we joked a lot. I called him my current husband like all weekend long, and we joked a lot about it. And him and I pretty much drove around together because the Romans were all in one car. So I was with the Flanagan. And we talked a lot about like, I told him he couldn't take me off his Live 360 because I just needed to, just know. And just in case, like, I'm not going to stalk you, but, it's fine. So there
Okay.
was jokes and I don't know. It was actually really, really nice. Um, like nostalgic wise. So we did graduation on Thursday and Friday. There were two different graduations. Friday morning when we got there, it was pouring rain. There were people that were literally soaked that were walking to the graduation. It was wild. So, which was outside, but thankfully they had like an awning for, yeah. But it was such a good
Certain
graduation.
people.
No, like everybody was able to get under
Oh,
the awning, and it did eventually just stop raining. It was the power of the infantry. So yeah, it was a really nostalgic weekend. It was a lot of fun. Louis is such a cute kid, and the Airbnb we had was on this like neighborhood pond basically that had some fish in it. So they had fishing poles and they had a dock and they had the lures and the hooks and Louis decided he wanted to get some hot dogs. So we had gone to the store and gotten like Vienna sausages because we went to like the gas station up the street. Louis had caught a fish. I really wanted to catch a fish. He really wanted to help me catch a fish. So we were on the dock for a little bit and I was like, Louis, I think if we like go out into the middle, we might catch a fish. And he's like, you might be right. You want to get on that boat? And I was like, are you going to get on the boat? And he was like, bet. So it was like just a little dinghy John boat, like nothing major. He was like paddling. But I'm like, do not let me fall in this water. I do not want to fall in this water. So he did such a good job and we had so much fun and he fucking rode my fat ass out there and we hung out and he was upset because he forgot to um put weights on it. So we kept losing our fucking Vienna sausages and they weren't sinking. So that was kind of a bummer, but we had a good time out there. It was fun. Um and then yeah, that the next day I left. Patrick wasn't there that evening. He had gone back to Atlanta and stayed the night, and then the next morning I left. But we had some bomb Mexican food in Columbus, Georgia. I'm gonna have to look up where we go and like shout out later, follow up to next week. But it was
Did
actually
you?
really good. Yeah. So that was my week.
It's an exciting week. I'm glad that you had a good time.
It
And I'm
was
glad that you got to see Aaron and everyone and that it went well. And yeah, you made it there safely and made it back safely. And yes.
a good week.
So, yes, I had a boring week until the weekend. I had work and school. I'm gonna have to send you, Kyley, pictures of my agar plates that I have been growing in lab in my microbiology. So I grew staph and e-coli, and I'm so excited. And my streak plates look amazing. Because your goal is to like inoculate the bacteria and try to get like single colonies. So then that way you can take that single colony and streak it by itself and then break it down and then you can see it through a microscope better. So I'm excited to see what my plates look like tomorrow. Um, Friday, Katie and I, after work, we we went to the bowling alley and sat at the bar and ordered food and had drinks and watched the Olympics and yeah, hung out for a couple hours. And then she went home. Saturday, I woke up and exercised like I usually do, and I decided that I was going to deep clean the um, dining room and kitchen. I could see dust and the vents needed to be wiped down and ceiling fans and all that good jazz. So here I am in my sports bra and shorts, cleaning, going to town, and I go to the kitchen to start cleaning above the wall of my stove and microwave. And I have 3 bottles that have the peppers and vinegar that you get for like decoration for in your kitchen sitting on top of my microwave. And I told myself as I was dusting and I stopped, I need to stop and grab these bottles before they fall. And as soon as I finished that thought in my head, the middle bottle fell, busted on the stove. My stove shut off and glass went flying and sliced my stomach. And I had to go to urgent care and get 17 sutures.
That's way more than 5 that he told you.
Yeah, well, I guess I felt 5. That's why I told you 5.
Oh, so nobody told you that.
No, no,
Got it.
Sam, the nurse practitioner, he didn't
Yeah,
tell
got it.
me. I was like, 5. And he's like, yep, 5. And I'm like, oh, but yeah, 17. So Monday, when I got to work, I had the nurse practitioner, Nikki, she took the bandage off to look at it. And yeah, we counted. And she said, girl, that's not 5, that's 17. And I was like, yeah. She's like, did you get into a knife fight? And I said, I lost.
Did the bottle, like the neck of it cut? Like, I don't understand how you got cut.
No, the whole bottle just busted open and glass flew. I was covered in vinegar, peppers. Um, yeah, it just, I can't believe
Did you
it. And my,
smell it?
oh yeah, oh yeah, I knew as soon as it, I grabbed my stomach and Colby came running from the basement. He was sleeping and it was loud. And he came up and he was like disoriented. He's like, are you okay? And I said, no. And he said, what happened? And I said, the bottle fell. I was trying to dust. And he said, well, let me see. And I said, are you sure? And at that time, Miles was standing there. And I took my hand off and blood was just coming out and I covered it. And Miles just like, oh my God. And I was like, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Put Silo
I'm okay. I'm okay.
outside.
I'm okay.
Yeah, put Silo outside. Miles, go to your room. Do not go to the kitchen. Colby, I'm gonna grab a sweatshirt. Can you take me to urgent care? Just drop me off, come back, clean this up, and you can come back to urgent care and get me. And he's like, yeah. And he's, like I said, Colby's just, what the? So he's like pacing back and forth. And I was like, okay, go get me a towel, go get your shoes, keys, let's go. So I'm like trying to put the sweatshirt on and hold the towel over.
Because you're in a bra,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I was in a sports bra and
Yeah.
shorts. Yeah. So then I go to urgent care and they have a new trainee up at the receptionist desk. And so here I am. Colby's like standing there next to me. I said, I got this. Just go clean the stuff, find the insurance card. I'll, give them the information I know, but they're going to want to see a picture of it and bring it back when you come to pick me up. I'm not even fucking joking. 45 minutes I stood there checking in because this is like, okay, so then this box, SP 12, blah, blah. No, back up, back up. And I was just fine. Finally, like after 30 minutes, I was like, well, thank fucking God I'm not bleeding out and dying here, you know? And she's like, hold on, hold on. And so then I kept hearing her say, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which I told them before. I'm not at McKansas anymore. I don't have Blue Cross. I'm under Colby Sparrow, Spirit, Aetna. That is what I'm under. Well, here this fucking supervisor that's training the new lady is trying to find me on Blue Cross and Blue Shield's website. And finally, I turned around and I said, I don't have Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And the lady that was training us go, oh, well, that's why we're having problems. I said, ma'am, I told you at the beginning, I don't have Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I don't work at McKansas. I'm under Aetna, Spirit, Colby Sparrow. Like I gave you all this information. What the hell? Like I'm ready to get sutured up. I'm done doing this. And so she's like, hold on. And she gets the information, goes back, finds that I am insured. So she comes up, she's like, she's right. She has insurance. I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm not lying. Like, and she's like, okay, go stand over there. I got you checked in. They'll call you back. And I was like, it's been 45 minutes. Oh, okay. So then I go and I'm standing and then Colby shows up and he's like, you haven't even been back yet. And I said, oh no, I just got done with check-in. I'm waiting to get back. He was like, oh my God. And I was like, just leave. Just go finish cleaning and come back in like 30 minutes. So then I go to the room and the nurse practitioner, Sam, comes in and he's like, what'd you do? And I told him. And I was like, I think I've got this because the awesome checkout system that you got up front, I was able to hold this shut
I
And
stopped the
I
bleeding
think I've
myself. I
got
can
this
leave now.
sealed. So I think we can like just do butterfly like sutures and not have to do actual sutures. And he's like, okay, we'll see. So I lay down on the table and he cleans it, and I'm like, it's burning because of the fucking vinegar. And so then he goes to put the like super glue shit on for the steri strips to stick. And oh my God, I jumped off that fucking table because it fucking burned. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, I'm sorry. And then I could feel him tugging. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, this isn't going to work. And I was like, no, Sam, no, that's not what I want to hear. And he's like, I'm afraid when you sneeze, cough, or take a poop. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, it's going to split open again. We got to suture it. And I was like, fine, dissolvable sutures. And he was like, if I have some, I will do it. And I was like, "Mm." I was like, come on, please have dissolvable sutures because then you can just do like a superficial suture and just kind of like a couple and then yank it tight like a, drawstring and then be done. And he's like, I know. Let's pray I got dissolvable sutures. And I was like, and so he's like digging in the cabinet and he's like, so I got bad news. And I was like, he's like, I don't have dissolvable sutures. We got to use regular sutures. So I got to do a cross stitch, means I got to go a little bit deeper. I'm like, okay. I said, you're going to numb me up, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So then I see him over there, like struggling to like draw up the lidocaine. And I was like, are you okay over there? Do you need me to help you? Like, I can come over there and help you draw that up. He's like, I got it. And the nurse was laughing. I was like, well, at least just don't tell me this is your first time suturing. And the nurse started laughing. And the way she laughed, I just looked at her. I was like, oh, this isn't a good laugh. And he's like, oh, no, I've done it several times. I'm like, okay, trusting you. And I so he came back around and I said, you're more than welcome to go ahead and just cut off a little bit extra because I've been trying to work off getting rid of that anyways. And he's like, no. So then he measures it and he's like, well, it's 8 long and 5 deep. I'm like, yeah, I did a number. And he's like, explain to me again how this happened. And I'm like, I know it's weird. I can bottle, busted on the stove, glass went everywhere. I felt it hit my stomach. I grabbed my stomach, and here I am after 45 minutes of your checkup. And so, yeah, I felt 5. So the first time he poked me with the lidocaine, just numb me. Oh, I was like, oh God, warn me, warn me. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I was like, just get it done. I'm done doing this. So yeah, I felt 5 of them. And me being a nurse, knowing how they suture, laying there, I knew exactly what he was doing. So it made me cringe more. And so yeah, he gets done. He puts some Xeroform, which is like medicated sterile gauze on top of it, and then covers it with the medicated bandage. And he's like, you can change this in 24, 48 hours. And then you're going to come back Saturday, right? And get these sutures out. And I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. And he's like, I'm going to document that I told you that in my best interest that you need to come back here and get these sutures out. I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. Totally. No, I'm going to take the goddamn sutures out myself. Come on now. So that was my Saturday. So then I came back and showered because the left side of my leg was like covered in blood from dripping. and I just needed to get out of those clothes. So I took a towel and covered my area and just stood in the shower with my back and tried to clean myself as much as I could. And then I laid on the couch and just binge watched Yellowstone. And I just couldn't sleep very well that night, just uncomfortable or hurt. Sunday was basically the same thing. Um, just could feel the skin tightening because it was healing. It's itching now. So I want to itch the shit out of it. But um I tried to give myself a tummy tuck and it just did not work out for me. So here we
Girl, your
are.
tummy looks real good, by the way. You sent that picture and I was like, I want my tummy to look like that, minus the gaping flesh
The
wound. You know what I
gaping
mean? Like
gash wound.
your tummy's doing real good. You're doing a really good job.
I went to the doctor Thursday to follow up on my meds, and I've lost 54 pounds in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me, she's like, you look great. I can tell you've lost weight. And I was like, well, obviously, I mean, I've been coming in here.
Good for
You can
you.
see. But yeah. So that's why I was telling Sam, cut a little bit more off. I don't care. I'll slice the other side. Let's tighten that up. Anyways, that's my week. Work this week has been crazy. I worked Dr. Harvickson by myself yesterday afternoon because people are out for the flu.
Oh.
So that was fun. I haven't done that in 12, 13 years. Work Harvickson by myself and do everything. So that was fun. Her and I kicked ass. But yeah, I can't believe I'm halfway through my class. It's almost spring break in a couple
Our
weeks.
trip's coming.
Our trip is coming. So, yes, that is
tickets?
my. Yes, I got my
You got
tickets.
your plane tickets?
Yes, I got my plane tickets the other night. So I'll send you guys my itinerary.
What time do you get in?
I think it's like 2:20 in the afternoon on Thursday.
Do you have cowgirl boots? Are you going to have cowgirl boots?
No, I don't have
Just
any
me?
cowgirl.
Okay.
I don't own a pair.
I know, me either, but I got to figure it out.
Do you want me to get a pair?
I just didn't know. I figured if anybody had a pair, it'd be you.
I concur. I thought for sure April would have cowgirl boots.
I don't.
I just have little like
Booties.
ankle, yeah, ankle boots that I wear.
Do they look like cowboy boots though?
No,
I have a pair of those
to
too.
be honest.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
It's fun though.
My week's pretty low key. Some honorable mentions. I got some wallpaper for Rural Mural, which I don't know if I've told you guys the wallpaper saga, but I've really had a hard time finding what I wanted. And then when I found something that I really liked, it was just astronomically expensive. Like I'm talking $225 for a roll of wallpaper. And I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And so I I thought I had something in mind and I ended up finding something else that I like. And it really made me think of Kansas and it's dandelions. And I don't mean the yellow ones, it's the white, like blow ones. And yes, they have them here, but made me think of Kansas. So I got that and I'm really excited to put that up. I started watching Dawson's Creek. And it was because James Vanderbeek passed away. And Dawson's Creek always makes me think of Meghan because Meghan watched it, I want to say religiously. Like I think that was her fucking show. And
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
It was. Something else that I thought about was the song that I walked down the aisle to at my wedding is from that soundtrack. Because I didn't walk down the aisle to Here Comes the Bride. And so that I thought was cool. But anyway, he dies, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be in my kitchen for the next 10 to 24 hours getting this bread ready. Let me just go ahead and throw this shit on the TV. So I did. And I don't know what the fuck people were thinking letting kids watch, even that being a show. Both Ollie and Dave told me how much they have enjoyed, being up in their rooms doing their things, but hearing me downstairs like yelling at the TV, um, I'm over it. I've done it 2 Fridays in a row. I feel like every episode is just, do you like me? Well, I like you. Well, do you want to kiss? Well, I don't know. I kind of want to fuck. Well, you know, it's just the same thing. What really, really, really had me like beside myself was they're 15 years old in this show. 50, they say it multiple times. I'm 15 years old. I'm a sophomore in high school. Pacey, who is Joshua Jackson, who is super cute, is fucking his teacher. Actually having sex, having a relationship with his teacher, and that was on TV. That was just on TV, and it was just like, sometimes we just fuck our teachers. I seriously cannot. I cannot with this show. I'm I'm seriously debating just going to season 6 and watching it because I don't know where I'm at. I'm just 2 full days worth of watching it. I don't know if I'm in season 2. I don't know what episode I don't have any idea. I can look, but I don't know. I really think I'm just gonna skip all the silliness and just go watch how it ends. I did Google, did it get canceled or did it come to an end? And I read enough to see that it came to a planned end. So the show ends. There is an ending, which I'm here for. But yeah, Dawson's Creek, I think it's icky.
I need you to know that's because we're of the older generation now. I mean, when I was watching it, of course, I didn't have those same feelings. It was drama.
I don't think the older generation back then did either.
Yeah, for sure.
Adults wrote that show. 15-year-olds didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw a post come across Facebook that said, we need to bring back wholesome TV. And there were like 4, it was like Gilmore Girls, Seventh Heaven, something else in Dawson's Creek.
My So-Called Life.
Maybe. Yeah. Everybody in the comments was like, oh, take Seventh Heaven off of there. Take Seventh Heaven. I was like, wait a second. The guy was a dirtbag, but the show was wholesome, was it not? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I think the show was good. I think the guy was just a creep. But I literally commented and said, if you think Dawson's Creek is wholesome, I would invite you to rewatch it because absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. If I tried to watch it now, I would probably get the ick also.
Oh my God. I don't know why people like Dawson. He is obnoxious. Like,
I don't think
obnoxious.
I think I was always Team Pacey. And then I was just over it and I was like over Joey by that point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, just find somebody else. Stop fucking around.
Yeah, all of them.
With feelings and hearts and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ollie was funny. He's like, Mom,
For sure.
they're all gonna date each other and then they're all gonna break up. And I'm just like, well, sure. I remember like when I would catch it from time to time, like probably just hanging out with you, I was all for Joey and Pacey. I don't know why. I don't know why. I will tell you there was a moment where Pacey breaks the fourth wall, and it is one of my favorite moments in TV that I've personally ever experienced. They have this episode that they very much copy The Breakfast Club. Like there are 5 of them in detention on a Saturday. I mean, they copy The Breakfast Club. But in the show, they talk about, this is exactly what happened on The Breakfast Club and blah, blah, blah. And so like they talk about it, right? But they, you get through the episode and at one point somebody says, what ended up happening to all those actors? from the Breakfast Club anyway. And they're like, oh, Anthony Michael Hall did this, and Molly Ringwald did that, and Judd Nelson did this, and then everybody else just got lost into the obscurity of, TV. And Joshua Jackson literally looks at the camera and he goes, not Emilio Estevez. He was in those duck movies. And I was like, why did that just happen? And so I Googled it. And Joshua Jackson is Charlie from the Mighty Ducks. I did not know that. Did not know that. But it was so, like, I belly laughed. Like, it was really good. Anyway, I just spent way too much time talking about Dawson's Creek. That's my weeks.
Funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. Dawson's Creek would not be in the wholesome TV genre on my list. Yeah, so my weeks, my big one was Valentine's weekend. That was a big one for me. Anthony planned for us to go to the Boulder Planetarium, the Philharmonic Symphony. They had 4 members of it, so it wasn't the entire symphony, but it was like a quartet that they did. And so they played all kinds of different classical music. And so on the planetarium, screen, it's just like galaxies and stars. And they had candles lit all around the musicians. So it was like they were the only thing that were, illuminated. And then they had, so some of it was sunsets and sunrises. And anyway, it was very, very nice. Before the show started, they even had like hors d'oeuvres and wine, and it was great. He did a great job picking out something to do. So it was a really good time. And what else did we do that weekend? It was kind of a weekend thing. We did go and eat tacos at our favorite taco stand, El Coyote on Federal. I don't know how I even started eating them. I know it's because of Anthony, but they make the best tripas tacos, which is pig intestine. Think of chicharrones. Think is what they taste like. So if you get them crispy, they taste like a pork skin. That's exactly what they taste like. So and they hook us up. They love us. We always tip them really good. And so we definitely ordered more tacos than we should and ate more than we should, knowing that they hook it up for us. They even gave us 2 free churros. And then I like to get it's called a Vampiro, but it's kind of like a tostada. I get the asada one, so it's got the beef, like shredded beef, and then cheese, and they kind of do a little pico de gallo thing. Anyway, and then they like heat it up for the cheese so the cheese just melts all over everything, and it's on this little tostada. It's just so delicious.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's so good. I took pictures of that, so I'll share that on our Facebook post when this episode comes out. But yeah, it was great. Then we also, I think it was on Sunday, we went on a really cool hike at a trail that even he said he would drive by all the time going to Boulder, and saw the road sign for it and never went. So I don't know how many years it's been there, but it's right by Golden, so kind of on the way to Boulder, and it's called White Ranch Trailhead, I believe. Anyway, it was a really cool trail. So we had a really nice hike. We got to see some cows. I shared with you guys on Marco Polo. They were just right there, and they were completely unbothered by any people. There's a lot of bikes that go through there. So people have not just regular bikes, but e-bikes. And it's very downhill. So it's those mountain bikers that like to just go to the top and then just all the way down. Luckily, some of them have bells and stuff on their bikes, so you can hear them coming. But these cows obviously they're used to it.
but they were the biggest cows I've ever seen in my life. And they were just down to get some fresh water out of the creek and then crawled out of the creek and back to eating grass. But that was cool. Um, so yeah, trying to think. We did watch The Boys, and took them with us to one of his sisters' grandbaby was turning 1. So we went to a little 1-year-old birthday party. He was super cute. Think it was the first time Anthony had gotten to meet him, so that was cute to see. And he loves babies, so it was just cute. But other than that, just been working, and I finished, well, today is my 19-year work anniversary at my job. So I've been in Colorado for 19 years now. And then I also finished my Coursera courses and I got my project management certificate.
That's
So
awesome.
that's, yeah.
You're
Congratulations. I am so proud of you.
those
It
are
took me
such
way longer than I thought,
Congratulations.
but
those are
Holy shit.
milestones to be celebrated, and that I am so proud of you. I hope you're proud of you too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Fantastic.
hard. I don't finish anything. I will be the first to admit it. I start a lot of shit and I finish not too much of it. So yeah, it may have taken me probably 2 months longer than it should have, but it's done, and I have the certificate to prove it. Put
How
that shit on
long did it
LinkedIn
take you?
immediately.
Because I don't feel like it took you long.
It took me six months
I
because
think that's normal. If you
think I
took a
started in
project
August.
management class, like a course at a well, I guess semesters aren't quite 6 months, but I don't think that's too long. I think that's great.
And I had taken time off for the holidays and then got severely ill 2 different times. So yeah, it was rough. Life was rough for a minute. So I put that to the side, and anyway, obviously still retained enough to pass the test and get it done. So yes, very excited that that's done. I'm looking into maybe doing some AI courses, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Um, they have thought I saw like 8 different ones. So I guess I just need to see what each one entails. I think some of it is just even how to use certain AI programs. Like really it's all about your prompting and how you ask things sometimes too. Um, to end up with the result that you want out of AI. So, it is a machine after all, for now, till it learns more about us.
Yeah.
But I'll be an ally. I'll figure out how to communicate. But other than that, that's pretty much all I got so far from a couple weeks.
Nice. Um, I don't really have any follow-ups from last week or previous combos. I was just going to mention Kyley. I had also been talking to Morgan last night, trying to find out like remote jobs and what I needed and like what I was finding. They were saying like, oh, Trulo, I think was one. I shouldn't say names if I don't know what they are, because then I sound like an idiot. There were several that I asked, like, what are they? And they're basically like payroll platforms and organizational platforms. So yeah, I'm gonna look into doing like I could just do YouTube but basically I need to learn those to do kind of the remote work that I'm hoping to do. So
Nice.
that's my follow-up
I
to your conversation.
I don't have a follow-up either. So sorry. My follow-up is actually in the documentary area. So
Megan, do you have a song for my husband to listen to that tells a story?
No. Well, actually, I do, but it's my like social media.
Okay. Awesome. Um, April told me What I Got by Sublime last week, so I'm gonna have him listen to that. Um, I'm gonna make him listen to the secret song on the Jagged Little Pill CD, on the Jagged Little Pill album,
Yes.
which is gonna be interesting for him because there are no instruments. There's
Yeah,
no drum, there's no guitar, there's no she's a
he's
cappella.
gonna have to listen to the words.
Oh, then
He's gonna have
I'm just gonna spinball off that one, and throw out Jewel.
Oh, okay.
That's
Anything Jewel
another,
kind of, right?
yeah.
That shit's sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll like go back and listen to like music that we used to listen to that I used to, like Counting Crows. I was like, I fucking love Counting Crows.
Yeah,
I
Heartbreaking.
know.
yeah.
I
Heartbreaking.
literally just a couple
Pearl
days ago
Jam.
I
Yeah.
went down a Counting Crows
Ugh.
rabbit hole on TikTok.
Odd.
Oh. Um,
It was great and sad all at the same time. Like
somebody
seriously.
Sounds like Kansas weather.
somebody kept saying that Hey Ya by Outkast is a horrible song if you actually listen to the words. And I was like, shake it like a Polaroid picture? Yeah, I think it was Ollie. Yeah, mom. Listen to the words. So not in the ladies, not in that part. Like this before we get to that, awful. It's terrible. It is. I don't know if he like wants her to die or they want a divorce. I'm not really sure, but it's not good. They don't like each other. Kyley, do you have a song for my husband that tells a story?
I mean, tribute,
Oh, okay.
which he
Do you
knows it. He's done it with me on karaoke. So, but you know, have him. Let me see.
I'm going with Truly Madly Deeply.
Oh, I love that song.
Or even Kickapoo from Tenacious D. It's a
That's a
long
good
ass
one too.
fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo.
Well, that doesn't ring a bell for me, so I'm going to listen to that too, and I'm excited. Megan, what did you
If
just
you've
say?
ever watched The
Oh,
Pick of Destiny, it's the intro song.
Um,
Truly, madly, deeply.
yeah. Kylie, my
add
song
it.
for you is always the lightning.
Pearl Jam.
Oh
Is it
no,
Oh,
No.
lightning crashes.
Is that
Yeah,
what you're going with?
lightning
Yeah.
crashes. What was the other one I
Mm-mm.
was just about to
Oh,
say?
no.
That Kylie used.
Cranberries.
We were on a rabbit hole. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We listened to a lot of
Today
Cranberries
was a
and
good day.
yes, it
Today
was.
by Ice Cube. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
that one's a story. Didn't even have to use his AK. Today was a good day.
I'm definitely putting that one down. Uh,
I would definitely mark that as a fucking holiday that you didn't have to use your AK.
Right.
And has he listened to Gin and Juice? I mean, come on. Story about an epic
Back.
party because his mama ain't home.
he literally like I was thinking about the fact that I didn't mention this last week when we talked about it, but when he's like singing along, he doesn't know the words, he's just moving his mouth. I've watched him do it for 20 plus years. I'm telling you, I've watched him do that for 25 years. Like he knows that the words are being said right now.
You need
So
to record that.
I like that he wants to know some words, I he wants to listen to the words. So we're gonna give
That's
him
awesome.
some. I got several now. So thank you.
Yeah.
Kyley.
Oh, my turn for updates.
Yep.
Well, geez. Um, okay, sorry. My update, I was gonna update on the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. It's the only one of my
Yes.
stories that really has anything going on right now.
Yes. I'm so
Um,
happy you're going to do that.
yes, well, there was even stuff that came out today, so I had to update my notes. But we're in day 25 of the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. And today, investigators were seen back at her Tucson home, spending hours collecting and reviewing evidence. And I honestly, from what I've seen from other people, my true crime people and TikToks and stuff, they really think it was because Savannah Guthrie came out and said, "Look, we'll give you $1 million if you tell us where our mom is, please." They upped it today to $1 million. And so now tips, of course, are coming in. People want $1 million. And when you do that, you have to look at every single tip as if it's a liable, came from a liable source. So I think that's probably why they're starting to see, oh, they're back at the house. Well, somebody gave them a little bit of information and they need to go look at that again. So um, I've heard also that they were trying to talk to Mexican authorities just to basically saying, hey, she's close to Mexico and we have no idea where she's at. So if you guys keep an eye out for her, I mean, this poor lady, it's just crazy that it's gone 25 days with, the public, her daughter being a stature in public. She's on TV every single morning. People watch her, people know who she is, but they don't know where her mom is. Like, it's just crazy to me. Um, I feel like we also don't know a lot of everything. Like, I know they said they found blood on the steps, but there's no way to determine how old that blood was. Maybe it was from a couple months ago when she tripped and fell or something, or was it fresh? I don't think there's really a way for them to tell how old blood is, just that it's blood, from my understanding. Um, and, we're being told little snippets of things, but there's just so much speculation, really, I think. And I really think a lot of people just really believe it's somebody close friend or family, just
That she
somebody that maybe
recognized
she had
him.
trusted and
Mm.
recognized exactly, maybe knew that she was going to need medication and they had that, even though hers got left behind, they had, but I'm also starting to feel like this is probably a recovery,
That's what I
they're,
heard Savannah said, that she called it a recovery today.
oh, say I
That she
missed the
used the word
actual,
recovery.
oh my gosh, that's so sad. Like, I couldn't even
Which made me
imagine
feel like
just
she knows something. Like, not
So what do you
right.
mean a
not in a
recovery?
bad
Like
way, like she did it, but like that she knows that her mom is dead.
She has
Like,
information to, yeah, lead her to believe.
oh,
but that's just my
okay.
opinion. Like, I'm not saying like that's not what they said. That's what I'm just like, oh God, she said recovery.
I wish you get your shit
I'd
together.
always held out hope that it was just some maybe like radical or just I don't know. I had this hope that they were just holding her until they got what they
Day
wanted or
8.
whatever. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess, but
Yeah.
because I feel like otherwise, in my opinion, maybe she died right away. So I guess that's why I felt like maybe they were just holding her for
Money.
Yeah, like maybe
money
she
or
passed after they stopped communicating. Like, they're not, as far as we know, they're not communicating any further. But that's because nobody's said anything to, publicly.
yeah.
So
It's a
But
at
wild
least
story.
one of the ransoms were like legit, because I remember one of them was like a hoax ransom.
I think there's been 2 times that they sent ransom type letters to TMZ, but then there was another one where I think they were trying to contact the family directly, And that was the one that was a hoax. The guy was like, yeah, I was just trying to see if they would send me some Bitcoin.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really sad. I guess, I don't know. I don't know why, but I keep holding out hope.
You should.
And it's just terrible. Okay, so my current event is the Olympics. I had a good time watching the Olympics. I enjoy watching Olympics. Um, and I watch just random stuff here and there. Like, I'm not invested in anything necessarily. So I saw some figure skating. I saw the drama about the figure skating and the quad. Oh, I think I even talked about the other guy. Um, the quad god.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I ended up being able to watch the men's hockey game against Canada on Sunday morning. We were just awake and it was on, and I was like, let me watch this. Like, I've watched maybe 5 hockey games in my entire life. And I was like, I want to watch this. And I did. And it was like the third quarter. So I only watched 1/4 of the regulation, I believe. And
Period.
then, period.
Hmm.
It was the third period. And they were tied 1-1, and I got to kind of experience the whole thing. It was wild. I kept having to rewind it and rewatch it. Like, I'm like, I don't understand how that was a goal. Like, where'd the puck go? Um, it it all happened so fast.
It's fast and that puck is tiny.
Yeah, it happened so fast. And Patrick and I kind of talked about how, like, had it been like a slap shot, I think, or maybe whatever goes into the air, we might have been able to see it. But because it was the slap shot and it was on the ground, like, it was really hard to see. So anyway, my current event was watching the men's win gold in hockey against Canada. And of course, like, shout out to the women's also won gold against Canada. So
Yeah.
USA, love the Olympics.
Nice. I haven't got a chance to watch much of the Olympics. Here and there. But I actually have 2 little social media quick videos that I wanted to share. Um, the first one is the otters in Baltimore at the aquarium. They got a bunch of snow up there, and they got videos of these otters outside just running and sliding in the snow and rolling around and just having the greatest time ever. I will share the video with you, Kyley, so that way you can post it on our website. But I saw it this morning, and it made my heart happy. It made me laugh, and they're just enjoying themselves. And yeah, the comments, everybody's like, the slip and slide, the new slip and slide, because you see him, the otter run, and then you just see him on his belly and he slides across the ground, and he gets up again and he runs and he slides across, and then he's rolling around, and he's just having the greatest time of his life. And it's so cute. Second, this afternoon, when I had a quick break before we started our afternoon, on my local news channel on Facebook, they posted a video of the sinkhole in Omaha, Nebraska. Did you guys see that?
I did.
No.
The 2 cars, they were sitting
Wild.
at the stoplight, and then all of a sudden, sinkhole, the 2 cars go into the ground. And then you see the 2 cars that are behind, they slowly start backing away. I'll send that video to you as well, Kyley, so that way you can post it. But craziest shit ever that happened today in Omaha, Nebraska. That's my social media. Omaha, Nebraska. Those
I'm gonna go back
motherfuckers.
to current events. Here's what's interesting.
Oh,
I had the
current events. Sorry.
sinkhole on there. You're good. I had the sinkhole on there because we've talked about sinkholes multiple times, and the video is crazy. It's not as bad as that one where the lady was gone like 60 feet. Like it's maybe 8 feet out of 5 feet. I don't know. Like, and they were safe. So, very different. But the other two that I have, first of all, I feel like it's weird how they kind of feed into like the Nancy Guthrie thing. And the reason I said that we should hold out hope for her. Did you see the story of the mom in North Carolina who went Christmas shopping 24 years ago and just disappeared and they found her?
Yes.
And now
Yes.
she
Yes.
just walked
And she
away.
doesn't want them to know where she is.
She just walked away. She just left. And I'm not saying Nancy Guthrie did that.
Have I
I'm
been
saying
living under a rock?
well, no, I don't know. Anyway, it makes me sad because she had a husband and kids and they went through hell. And
Yeah.
the husband, of course, was accused of things as happens. And,
Yeah.
the
Husband did
oldest
it.
daughter, huh?
Husband did it.
Yeah. And, everybody thinks that. And historically, a huge percentage of the time, the husband did it. Um, but like the oldest daughter posted something like in 2024 about, we love you, mom, we miss you. And, if we find out someday that you did just walk away, like, we want you to know that we love you. But now that it's confirmed that like that's what happened, there's all the feelings. And she said, she's so excited. She's so happy and she is pissed and she's patient and she's just going to go ahead and just be happy that her mom is alive. And, the whirlwind, like, I remember when my mom died, like having a dream that I found out that she had faked her death. I used to have such vivid dreams when I was younger, and I dreamed about her a lot, like up into my adulthood even. But I remember having a dream that she faked her death because she was like on some secret work mission. And when we found her, we were like, "Oh my God, it's so you got to come home with us. Like you can just log out of your computer." And she's like, "Can't do it. Got to stay here. Like I got to be here. Like I'm not going home with you." And just how, heartbreaking that was. And it was a fucking dream. This like really happened. Anyway, I do want to hold out hope for Nancy Guthrie, but I thought that story about the lady was fucking bananas. Also, my other one is about the Olympics and the I think the stuff going on with how um the hockey teams got treated differently. And in my overbearing urge to be pro women, I actually updated my notes with some names of some women because American women were responsible for 8 out of the 12 gold medals. So obviously the hockey team is a huge team, but their captain, I think her name is Hillary Knight. Saw her do an interview with think the Today Show this morning. She was very classy and well spoken. Alyssa Liu was one of the figure
Oh yeah.
skaters who had like the fun, funky
Yes.
hairstyle. She
Yes.
has an amazing story about how she walked away from figure skating and only came back like on her own terms. And if you haven't heard what those terms are, they're fantastic. They're super empowering. And she came back and fucking got a gold. So I loved her. Elizabeth Lemley, she did freestyle skiing. She got us a gold. Michaela Schifrin, who I believe is from Colorado. I hear about Michaela Schifrin all the time. I think she's local. Breezy Johnson, love that name. Alpine skiing, the women's downhill. And Elena Myers Taylor, who did bobsled. Gold medal
Yeah.
winners.
Right.
And of course other teams. Ice hockey team, figure skating team, mixed team, aerials.
Awesome.
Such a good update or current event.
I agree. So, does anybody, because I have not done a good job watching, do we know how many gold that USA has?
We got 12 and
It's
women were
over.
responsible for 8.
Oh, it's over. I am so sorry. I
Yeah.
told you I am horrible
It's okay.
at watching TV. And I'm going to tell you, there was the longest time of my life that after Kyley introduced me to the Goldbergs, that's all I watched
We know.
from the time I got up to the time I went to sleep. And then I
Yeah,
finally got myself burnt out that now I'm watching Two Broke Girls
Yeah.
from the time I
it's a
get
good
up
one too.
I
till I go
think
to
that's the TV show thing for me. I just never have been much of a TV show person. I think when I
Yeah.
was younger, I was just too busy to be
Yeah.
sitting down and watching TV shows like on a regular basis. I'm not saying I never saw TV shows. I'm just saying like on a regular basis. When I was a little kid and when I wasn't doing something on Saturday, there were definitely cartoons on, like definitely Saturday morning cartoons, but I just was never a TV watcher. So I don't know. There's Big Bang on in my room 25 hours a day because it's on 16 different channels. Like, so I feel like I've definitely seen most of that show against my will, but I'm happy about it. It's a great show. It's so funny. But yeah, the Olympics, I made some time.
So when did it end?
2 days
Sunday.
ago,
Oh God.
3 days ago.
It's all good. You're good.
So
Better
sorry.
next time.
That actually makes me really sad because I wanted to see the skiing and the oh, I don't even know what it's called, where they go with their snowboards and do the little loop thing, like not the little loop, but half
Snowboarding?
pipe, the high, the half pipe, whatever it's called. Fucking A. I don't know. I'm sad I missed it. We got 12 golds. We're moving on from that.
Yes, we
So
got 12
USA
goals.
did good, right?
We did all right.
We did all right.
I
There
think we
was
did.
just, I enjoy just watching kind of the weird stuff too. Like, not weird, but I mean, there's the aerial, like where they just jump and they just fly until they land.
Yes.
I ended up
It's
watching
so
that one
cool.
random day just because it was on. So yeah, it's fun to do that.
Yeah, mine is of course true crime-ish. I don't know. I'm just staying on my theme today.
Yeah, you are.
Um, I don't know if anybody remembers that case from it was like 2022. It's I think her name's Corey Richins. And she's being accused of poisoning her husband and then immediately like releasing this children's book about how to deal with grief. Uh
Yeah,
so that's what caught
that happened.
yeah. Um that caught my eye because it was being back in the news, I didn't realize they are just now starting the trial for it. It just started on Monday. So today was day 3 of the trial. Um So basically, anyone who needs a refresher, Corey Richins is a Utah mom accused of fatally poisoning her husband, Eric Richins, with lethal dose of fentanyl in March of 2022. Prosecutors allege it wasn't an accident. How can you accidentally? Anyway, they say it was intentional and she has pled not guilty. Um, what made it in the news back in 2022 was um, basically like months after he passed, she published a children's book about grief, written from the perspective of helping kids cope with losing a parent.
She wrote a book about
Um,
grief.
yes,
Losing a parent.
losing a
When did
parent.
she start writing the book?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's a good question, sis.
Because I bet it was before March of 2022.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
So now the prosecution argues that this wasn't a grieving widow. They're painting a picture of financial strain, life insurance money, real estate deals, alleged prior attempts to poison him before um, the night she was successful. And the defense is saying um, they're pushing reasonable doubt, questioning how the fentanyl got into a system and whether there's concrete proof that she's the one that administered it. So, day 3 of the trial, jurors have heard from first responders, investigators, and crime scene technicians describing what they found the night Eric was discovered unresponsive. And today's proceedings were cut short due to an unrelated emergency. So, it'll continue tomorrow. But this is expected to be a multi-week trial. So, we're just starting off on it. So, I'm sure I'll have more updates to come.
Job,
Do
Kyley.
any of you know the story, or have you seen like a heard
This
or
is the
seen?
first I've heard of it.
I watched like a 2020 or a Dateline or something about it, and if I'm thinking it's the same one, which I believe it is, they find like it's protein drinks, and so she's like putting shit in this
She's
protein
like
drink.
dosing him? Like it
Yeah,
wasn't a one and done.
yeah, no, it's like over time.
And that's fentanyl overdose?
Oh,
That's what they're saying.
maybe
I
I'm
don't
That
thinking
might
of a
think
be a
different
different
so.
case.
one because there's another case where a lady was poisoning her husband and she was putting it in his Gatorade, like opening up all the Gatorade, he'd buy the pack of them and she'd go and
Yeah, I
put
feel like
shit in
I've heard
his
about this case
Gatorade.
before now, because right now we're getting it on like court TV, like it's live, like it's um
They're saying that because I just asked Sage and they updated me, let me know that they're saying that on the night of March, between March 3rd and 4th, so I don't know if it was late on the 3rd into the 4th or what, but she made her husband a mixed alcohol drink, reportedly a Moscow Mule, and that she had spiked that drink with fentanyl.
got
Mm.
you.
Moscow Mule.
You guys, the book
Okay, different one.
That's perfect.
the book has a 1.7 rating.
What
Oh
book?
no.
Oh,
So are
oh,
you with me?
Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Come
A
on.
heartwarming and
Can you work
reassuring book
it?
that gently guides children through the difficult experience of losing a loved one.
I honestly believe that she thought she got away with it, and so she was trying to make money from that tragedy that happened to her and her family. And then all of a sudden she got caught. I've watched this story on something, but
They're saying that when they were trying to claim that there were earlier incidents, they're saying that she allegedly tried to poison him by putting fentanyl in a sandwich a couple weeks before his death, that he became
oh,
ill, but he survived. So he must have been ill enough maybe to go to the doctor or to the hospital
yeah.
or something and then got released. He survived and she tried
I
it
mean,
again a couple weeks later.
I'm curious to know if she has like a local fentanyl dealer or something. Like, where's
They
she getting
said
all
she
this
got it
fentanyl?
through an acquaintance, which
Boy.
people do use it. I mean, it is a prescribed, she would just need to know somebody that takes
Yeah,
fentanyl for their pain management, which
So
wouldn't
it
probably wouldn't be
manages
that
one
hard.
guy's pain and kills the other guy instantly?
I think it's going to matter like how much you're giving someone who's never had it before. And that stuff is
exactly.
potent. You've seen the
Yeah,
Yeah,
videos where they have the dust comes up
yeah,
and
no,
this
yeah.
fucking cop OD'd off of dust like that. I'm just saying this is all
Interesting.
what the prosecution is claiming. And text messages were reportedly presented showing conversations about obtaining pills.
Would you like to hear this review about this book?
I do.
Yeah.
This book is a killer. It'll take your breath away. So good that it's simply murder. The author clearly knows all about death on a deeply intimate level. When I finished, I felt like I'd be poisoned to death with fentanyl by a loved one. It's that powerful. I can honestly say it kicks harder than a Moscow mule.
Stop
Oh
it.
my
That's got to be a
God.
bot.
Oh, that's
Nuh-uh.
Jonathan.
No,
That's
yeah.
That
Jonathan.
is an AI named
That's
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Oh
He is
my
witty.
God.
He is a witty guy.
Is that
There
Jonathan
are
with or without the H?
Yeah, that's not, I
No
need to know that.
H. Please, no H.
No H.
I'm going with an H.
no, but it is A-N, not O-N.
Fan?
Jonathan.
Fan.
Jonathan. Joe Nathan.
Joe Nathan.
Joe Nathan. There are
I'm gonna-
other it's rated really badly, and there are people who are saying like it's a horrible book. The first half is super depressing. The illustrations are terrifying. The dad angel looks like he's haunting the son. Like, I don't know if that's true, but they're not just saying, yo, this chick killed her husband. People are saying it's really.
It'd be interesting to see if they bring in that type of evidence related to her book. Like, this is dark. Like, you killed your husband and then wrote a book about it. Like, ew.
Like what? How you helped your kid get through it?
Yeah.
Like that's sick.
Yeah.
But like, are there
There's
any
sick
reviews
people
that say
out
this is
there.
a good book that helped my kid get through trauma?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's let's see. So she's got 22 5-star reviews, which is 15%. 2 4-stars, 1 3-star, 4 2-stars, and 109 1-stars. But really, they're just bashing her. Like she
Yeah.
killed her husband and then wrote a book about it. There was
Yeah.
one that literally said, if O.J. Simpson had a book called I Did It, this is what Corey Richins has.
Yeah.
So
Got that in half,
Wow.
at least.
I'm gonna say it's probably a decent book. Sans murderer, author/murderer.
Yeah.
Which comes first?
Maybe you probably should have waited a little, timing is everything.
I have an
Like,
idea. Use a pen name, dumb bitch. Christ.
She
Wow.
wanted all
Come
the
out
credit.
swinging with your full government.
I feel like she's picking up a little bit on the BTK. You want to be known. You want to be famous.
She might have.
well,
Do you guys need
that
Another
was
source
my
of
current
income.
event.
Yes.
Yes,
Love
let's take a
it.
break.
That was amazing, Kyley.
Let's pause for the cause and hear a word from our sponsor.
The Plantbrella, a colorful umbrella for outdoor gardens and potted plants, designed to help protect your plants from the intense, direct sunlight, heavy rain, hail, and frost, while allowing some light and rainwater to gently pass through to your plants. The Plantbrella is not only a colorful piece and decoration for your garden, but is an effective way to keep your plants safe, hydrated, and live longer throughout the garden season. Plantbrella, we got you covered.
So, what you cooking for me this week is what I had at the previously stated Mexican restaurant in Columbus, Georgia that we went to because it was really good. The restaurant was called Me Encanta Modern Mexican Cuisine
Good job.
in Columbus, Georgia. It was such a cute little place. One of the reviews talked about how some people think it's too loud. That place was hopping. They sell coffee, they sell like boozy drinks, regular drinks, like it was hopping. It was a good, cute little restaurant. I liked it. And I tried something new. I tried a chori polo. That's what I'm gonna go with. It is a grilled chicken breast that's topped with chorizo and white cheese dip, and then a side of rice, black beans, and fresh tortillas.
Mm.
Ladies. I was a little concerned that the chicken breast would be dry and just like, eh. This chicken breast was probably the best chicken breast I've ever had. And I love me some white queso, so bet. Not a huge chorizo fan, so didn't eat all of that, but does give it a good blend and doesn't.
It's chori
But
pollo.
chori polo,
Of course, Kyley would
Pollo.
know.
pollo,
Not low, but yo. Yeah.
pollo,
Pollo. Yeah.
Yo.
Pollo
chori
means chicken.
pollo. Okay, well, it's so good. And the tortillas were absolutely fresh, homemade, the best fucking tortillas I've ever had. They were so good.
Can I ask about
Um,
the chorizo? Was it
yeah,
not ground up? It was
yeah,
like, it was?
yeah, it was. And so you have a flat chicken breast and some chorizo over it, and then the cheese sauce on top.
Okay, you just didn't you didn't care for the flavor of that?
I think it's more of the texture of the chorizo that I'm not.
A fan of.
It wasn't,
Yeah, and just the chicken was so good.
yeah.
I don't know. The chorizo for me was like a spread. So building my tortilla taco, I would cut up sliced up the chicken a little bit and then put it in the tortilla and put a small spread of the chorizo on top of it and then scooped up some more white queso and went to town on that bitch.
Is it the
You
kind
made
of
that your
chorizo
bitch.
that was like super, super finely ground? Like it
Yeah,
was just, I know
very
what kind you're
ground,
talking.
very
Yeah.
greasy. I think that's the other
Yeah.
reason I'm not a super fan of chorizo. Very ground, very
There's
greasy.
definitely better. It's just a different style.
But
Yeah.
the other people at the table that enjoy chorizo really enjoyed it. So the Midwest girl, I'm not a huge chorizo fan. Never really have been. Scrambled eggs when it's in it, but it was just a little too much. But I did enjoy it. I just didn't want it all. It was so good. And I can't wait to try that meal again because I feel like I always stick to the chimichangas and enchiladas,
Yeah.
um, and don't
I'm a
venture
chili
out.
relleno girl myself.
So is my
Every
mom.
everyone we go to, I gotta try their chili relleno. I-
Yeah. So that's my what's cooking.
Um, my what's cooking is kind of the same, but with different meats. So, my deep freeze is stocked full of buffalo meat. So I've got buffalo ribs, steak, and roast. And so I made a buffalo roast with the pepperoncinis and the ranch, powdered seasoning. I used beef broth in there with it, um, and cooked it slow all day for like 8, 9, 10 hours. And it was the best fucking roast I've ever had. I'm gonna tell you, if you can get your hands on some buffalo meat and try a buffalo rump roast, it was the best fucking thing ever. And the meat was so tender and had so much flavor, slow cooking, and it just tore apart. That it was the best French dip French dip sandwich that I could make out of it. And so, yeah, I shredded that buffalo beef and put it on a hoagie with some provolone cheese and warmed it up in the air fryer for a couple minutes just to get the bun crispy and the melted cheese. And then I used the juice inside that I cooked it in with the beef broth and the ranch seasoning and the pepperoncinis and used that as my au jus. And oh yeah, and I threw in a packet of brown gravy too. Threw that in there, mixed in au jus. Just random. And oh, Miles had 3 or 4 sandwiches. And again, when a teenager likes a dinner, you know it's a hit. So if you can get yourself on some buffalo meat, especially roast, that's my first that I've attempted. Slow cook it all day for at least 8 hours. That meat will be so tender and it'll fall apart. It is so good. So good. And I usually have leftovers that my leftovers with my pepperoni I make into quesadillas. And that's what I usually, but I had no leftover meat this time. So definitely a hit.
It sounds delicious, not knowing what buffalo meat tastes like.
It tastes just like beef, but it's just more tender. I think more tough too. That's why you want to slow cook it longer than a regular rump roast. So you could slow cook a rump roast for 4 to 6 hours and it would, fall apart and be tender. Buffalo meat, I think you have to cook a little bit longer. Don't quote me. I'm not, that was just my first experience.
That's just what you did. No, yeah, no.
That's what I did. And it was the best thing ever. So I have 2 more roast in my deep freeze because I went the next day and I was like, well, I want to see if I got more. So I went out to my deep freeze and I got 2 more. So yeah, I'm excited.
Love it. I have not made mine yet, but I'm going to make like a tuna casserole or a tuna helper. Every once in a while we'll buy like a tuna helper. We don't really do hamburger helper anymore, but we'll buy a tuna helper. Just, it's an easy, lazy meal and it's cheap. And we made it the other day. Like I was actually looking forward to it, which is weird because I don't like noodles. I don't like pasta a lot, but I don't know. I was excited about it. I think like the cheesy sauce was like okay flavor wise, but I don't know what the fuck is in those noodles. Like I don't know what that was. I followed the directions to a T. I made sure I was, turning the heat down when I was supposed to. I was stirring it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like manufactured garbage. Like I just feel like it's just garbage, honestly.
Starch. Too much.
So I'm gonna make my own. And I remember people making like tuna casseroles when I was younger. I felt like that was more like almost like tuna salad in noodles. I kind of like I feel like I remember like a mayonnaise-y kind of vibe, and I definitely want cheese. I want cheese, and I know how to make a really good macaroni and cheese sauce. So I've got some ideas what I'm gonna do, but what I bought was Gouda and Gruyere. And that's gonna be my cheese for my cheesy tuna.
Yes.
At home tuna helper. And I really want the tuna helper vibe. I don't want like a tuna casserole.
Are you gonna do the breadcrumbs on top?
We have breadcrumbs, and
or
normally
French onions?
when we do that, we just normally put them to the side. Like if you want it, you can put it on your own. So I don't know if I'll do that. I'm not the
Do
biggest
you like
fan.
breadcrumbs?
I don't hate them. If I'm eating noodles, I think that needs to be my carb. I don't think I need to be adding breadcrumbs to it for me, like how I eat and how I break food down.
Sure.
So I think noodles are enough. But anyway, I'm excited about the cheese, and I will probably make that tomorrow. So I'll let you
That'll
guys
be
know
your
how it
update.
turns out. Well, maybe I'll show you a Marco Polo.
All right. Well, I did a couple of different things over the past couple weeks. I was really craving a salad from Mad Greens, and then I found out they don't make or they don't have my salad anymore, which was the pomona salad. So I decided to recreate that for dinner one night. Um, so basically it's one of those that kind of has the fruit in it. So it's got well, I put strawberries, blueberries, cut up apples, chicken, walnuts, a bunch of feta cheese, and then I used a raspberry vinaigrette and used like a spinach baby red lettuce mix because those are the best. Um, yeah, and did a chopped salad basically. So I chopped everything all up, made it, put it out on a cutting board, and just chopped everything all up and mixed it and made a chopped salad. Um, it was
In your house?
amazing.
And
At Anthony's, yeah,
Oh,
and what kind of dressing did you say again?
a raspberry vinaigrette.
Oh, yeah.
I got the one that's in the salad refrigerator section at the grocery store
Yeah. Yeah. My sister loves
because
that.
those ones have usually less preservatives and
Yeah.
the special dairy-free gluten stuff. So, the other thing I did was I made my chicken noodle soup. It was the first time this season because it was actually cold enough last weekend to make some soup. We didn't get any snow, but we got soup. So, I do mine. I mean, it's kind of half homemade, half convenience. I use just a rotisserie chicken because usually you can find those cold and on sale if they're a day
Yes.
old or whatever. So
For like
yeah,
$3 or $4.
right. So I'll, grab one of those. Um, and instead of buying like I just buy the couple of carrots and a couple of stalks of celery since you can buy them that way instead of wasting a whole bunch of it. So I got carrots, onion, celery, garlic, fresh garlic, and I usually put parsnips in it as well. It's kind of like a carrot texture. It's a little more rooty tasting. Um, but when I went to pick one out, they were all a little squishy. So we skipped that. Yeah, we skipped that this time. But yeah, throw those veggies up. I diced them up, threw them in the pan with some butter, and sauteed them up really good. And then I like to use better than bouillon instead of actual like the broth. It just makes so much more sense to me. Plus, it's already kind of seasoned, so then put that in there with the veggies, and that's your seasoning. Add a little other things.
And it's
And
not too
then
salty.
I don't think it's too salty. I end up having to add salt
Really?
usually.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I mean, as long as you're following the directions, I think it's 1 teaspoon of it for every cup. So if you're using more than that and it's salty, then that might be because, maybe you need to put a little more water, possibly.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I love that stuff. We have the pho one, we have beef, we have the chicken. Anyway, so I use the chicken and it's what did I use? I can't remember the name of it, but I used a different kind of egg noodles. I usually just do the regular no yolks white egg noodles, and this time they were also dry, but they looked like they were dried real noodles like my grandma used to make, flour, and they were still egg noodles, but you know. And then it turned out really good with those. It made it a little thicker because there seemed to be a little more flour and stuff on the outside of it, so it thickened up the sauce a little more instead of it just being, just a broth. And then I got some Bob Evans potatoes because when I took Anthony back to Kansas and he learned that we eat our chicken noodle soup with some mashed potatoes, now he can't not have chicken noodle soup with no mashed potatoes. So
bro, Bob Evans is the best.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, so that's what we ate a couple of times this past weekend, and um, that was a long, drawn out version of my soup, but
No, it
that's what I
sounds
was
Oh, that
cooking.
amazing.
was perfect.
Yeah, I
I
think it
would have
was
never
really
thought to
good.
put parsnips in my soup.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, just something extra. And everybody always ignores them. That's why they're sitting there all squishy.
This is very much a side story, but you know how picky my sister is, right?
Oh,
She doesn't even eat lettuce. Like, she's so picky. This girl eats turnips. She loves herself some turnips.
Turnips. I don't even know if I've
She's
even eaten
only
turnips.
oh,
person in our family that eats turnips,
oh.
but she won't eat lettuce. She's a weird one.
How does she eat these turnips? Just raw?
However, no, you cook them.
Oh, well, I've never had a turnip, so
I don't think I've ever had one. I'm not against them.
Think they're like quartered
fucking
or
Amy.
diced or whatever and then boiled. Honestly, I'm not
Fucking
really sure.
Amy.
We've had them before at like uh holiday dinners, but I've never made them in my life.
All right, I'm gonna spin off of that one. How about grits?
Love grits. I just had
Oh,
grits in
Love
Georgia.
grits.
cheese grits. Oh, Renee makes them, and oh, they're so good. And Miles, he actually liked them. He didn't know what to
Mhm.
think. I was like, it's just
Mhm.
rice. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, oh, I actually like this better than rice. And I'm like, it's
Did you guys
actually
used to eat
good.
like did
Cheesy
you guys
grits.
used to eat the chocolate malto meal? Oh, so good. No?
Mm. Wow.
I'm not a matzo
Oh.
meal fan. Anthony has been
Do you know
craving
what
it,
they
and I
are?
always forget to buy it. And he's like, "Oh, you know what I'm hungry for? Malto meal."
Ew.
When I said what you want, you should have told me what you want. And
Ew.
Have you
Ew.
guys ever
No.
heard or had malto
Yes,
meal?
I've heard of it. I've
Okay.
not had it. It's fucking disgusting and no.
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not my favorite, but I do
I
like
don't
again,
grits.
I've not had it as an adult, so I don't really know, but I used to love malto meal. And yeah, we just had grits in Georgia. And speaking of fancy cheeses, Crystal, um, putting fancy cheese and grits, oh, it's so good. Okay.
Oh, speaking of fancy cheese, I did show Nikki the cutting or the cheese boards that you sent me, sis, the other day. Yeah. I sent her a picture and I was like, I think you need these in your life. And she's like, those are fucking awesome. So they're these like charcuterie boards, but they're broken up into pieces that look like puzzle pieces. And they have a spot what for your wine glass. Is that right, sis? If I remember correctly. But you can put them all together to make one big charcuterie board, or you can use them as individual cutting boards or charcuterie. They're super cute. So hopefully my sister will get those. All right, moving on. Sorry, we're spinning off a lot of things here.
No worries. That was kind of a good little spin-off. So what you watching? Well, your girl loves to watch. So I've watched all the things. So I'm gonna try not to go too far back in my memory, and I'm gonna talk about the Eminem documentary that I watched on Paramount on
Oh, I didn't know
Sunday.
there was one.
Yes, I saw that the other day. God damn it. You beat me
We
to
just
it.
got Paramount because the fights are on Paramount now, so we just got it.
There's so many good documentaries on there, Kyley. You're gonna get sucked in.
Okay, cool. I'm down.
Yeah, it was real good.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
I mean, I'm kind of fangirling out right now. Like, it's it's odd. Like, it just talks about his whole career and his how it came to be, and he is in it several times just sitting in like a chair as him under the spotlight, like, but he's like old. Okay. I can't even talk because he still has me flustered. He is
I'm
a
good.
He's fucking
sexy
hot.
motherfucker.
Yeah, I fuck the
Still to
shit
this
out of
day.
him.
He's also
Mm-hmm.
done
Eminem,
I agree.
we would fuck the
he's
shit
also
out of
done
you.
so well for
Okay,
himself.
okay.
Um, it was, I mean, basically about his life and how once he hit stardom, like he lost control and like couldn't keep up and was like, what the fuck? Like I went to bed. I woke up one day and then went to bed and woke up a completely different person in a completely different like world because he was now Slim Shady and the world knew who he was. And it just kind of kept building and building and he tried to stay grounded and then kind of lost himself to uh he was talking about how they would just throw fucking drugs up onto the stage and because they just expected that he was a drug addict. So they would just throw drugs up there and he would start
What?
to do drugs and they have a lot of it had to do with this.
I want to
they
go to
had
that concert.
they had a lot of
Mm.
stands. Stands are his fan clubs. That's what they're called, are stands. So it also talked a lot about like Stan and how it resurrected people and like made such an impact. And so his fan club call themselves stands. And then they find themselves kind of being stands. And then they realize that he doesn't really want that. And because they're such fans, they don't want to be stands. It's actually really, it's really fucking good. Um, but yeah, so he ends up having trouble with addiction and recovers and then writes the recovery album and went
Great album.
on to just kill it and continues to while kind of maintaining this very low profile superstar. And he is still sexy as fuck.
Yeah, he is.
Check it out.
What was it called, Megan?
You're the worst
Oh
producer.
my God. It's not in your fucking notes?
No, because it's just in my brain. It's been in my brain since Sunday.
I'm the worst. He's had his eyes done.
The brown hair and the scruff because he's getting older. Oh, fucking
He's got a nice facial hair for having facial hair.
pickle my pickle.
All right.
Never break the Eminem story.
Okay.
I'm gonna hope that's it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Eminem, he's hot. And I
Marshall
was
man.
super,
Yeah.
Marshall Mathers. I'm super excited that Miles loves Eminem. So him and we will listen and
Called
sing to some.
stands.
D12's on there.
I'm so sorry,
D-
what?
D12.
D12?
They're on there, so we get to hear some of that. I thought about you a lot, Kylie. Like it was so
I love
good.
D12.
I know you're gonna love
Bizarre.
this
Is Bizarre on there?
I'm pretty sure because all of them are. And like the
Except
the
the guy that got uh
his
murked.
friend, fuck, I can't think of the guy's name. Like his most that's how he kind of went way south was when his like
His friend got murked, man.
now I feel like an asshole because I should be giving him more, but the best friend died. His mentor, his best friend, and he kind of went into a dark space, but he was still doing really well because they had written the album before. Like it's crazy how like you write this album and you're in this high, and by the time you market it and get it out, so much life has happened, and now his best friend's dead. Now he's supposed to be marketing this great album, and he can't get himself to do it. And like,
He went
oh,
by Proof.
yes, proof. Thank you.
Is it
So
not called Stands?
I
Is
think
is
the documentary is titled Never Break the Eminem Story. Yes, Stands is in theaters nationwide. Like, I don't know that it's called Stands.
Why did you write the song Stan?
Oh,
Is Stan?
maybe it is. You might be right. Because it did have their. Sorry.
it's okay.
And
I'm
it's
sorry.
on Hulu.
I believe it was on Netflix.
Plus.
Just look at her face.
Oh, I
Yeah,
I thought it was
oh,
Paramount
I thought you
Plus.
said Paramount
it
Plus.
is.
Oh, shit. It is Paramount Plus. Are you fucking with me?
She is. You always gotta look at her face.
Sorry. Sorry. I'll try to do better with having
I
my
do not have a
background.
good poker face with you guys.
I'll do better having my
We know
background
your
info
telltale
loaded.
signs.
Okay. April,
Okay,
you're up. What
so
you watching?
follow up. So the last time I told you I watched the first episode of The Handsome Killer of Wade Wilson
Mhm.
down in Florida, who
Mhm.
killed the two women. And so I ended up watching there's a total of 3 episodes to this documentary. And by the end of it, I just could not wrap my fucking head around this whole thing. So Wade Wilson, back in 2019, he is claiming that he went crazy because he was on drugs and the drugs made him go kill these two women. So he murdered the first one and then went out, murdered the second lady, where it's in the documentary in the court, have him recording of him saying to his dad that he ran over this lady so many times because he wanted her to look like spaghetti. Like no remorse at all. The whole time you see him in the court, he's just sitting there, no expression, don't care at all. Family members get up there. Uh, the cousin of the first lady that he murdered, she did an excellent job, and she was like, look at me when I'm talking to you, look what you did, like have some emotion, be a human. And it was like nothing. Like it was the most freaky thing ever. But the whole time that he's in jail, he's got these fucking women that are protesting for him to free him, that he's innocent, even though he's said several times he did this. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I killed them. Admitted it several times. And these fucking women are blasting online of how he's innocent and free him. And at the same time, sending him money. So he's got multiple women that he preyed on, and he's, telling them he loves them. He wants to spend the rest of his life with them, baiting them in, and they're sending him money so he can have that top dinner with a brownie, whatever's being offered that night in the jail.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. And I was sick to my stomach. I was like, these fucking women are stupid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then you get to the part of the documentary, and I wish I could remember her name. I think I was just so disgusted at this point that it blocked it out. But this lady is actually in jail for the rest of her life for trying to smuggle drugs in for Wade Wilson. Not once, not twice, but 3 times she was caught. Young lady that has didn't even get to really start her life. Obviously, she's a bigger girl who was getting this attention and was fed into it. And now her life is ruined and she's in jail for what? Like, he didn't want her because he had multiple women that he was doing this with. So, yeah, in the documentary, you get done, you watch him talk to one lady, and he goes to another and says the same damn thing to her. And they're just sending him money. So you get to the court hearing finally, and he gets charged with first-degree murder with both of the women. And of course, his lawyers automatically throw an appeal, like they're appealing this death sentence because in Florida, they're trying to get the death penalty. They want him in the death chair. And they haven't done that in several years. But with this particular case, they didn't care. So the jury, it was 8-4, and it didn't have to be even. And so, yeah, the death penalty. And so his lawyers are appealing it. In the meantime, this fucker knows that he's going to die. So he's just eating all this junk food because he's got all this money that these women have been sending him. And he knows, he's fat. And oh my God, he is no more the handsome devil. He is fucking disgusting. And with that tattooed face, let me tell you, when you get a tattoo and you stretch that fucking shit out, it doesn't look the same. And then when you go to try to lose that weight, so he is currently still in death row, and his lawyers are still fighting for him not to be executed, which I don't fucking get. He admitted that he did it. He admitted that he wanted to do and that brutal shit and had no remorse for it at all. And what they're coming up with, so his lawyers are saying, is that because of his upbringing and him being diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar, all that's why. And his lawyer at one point said, he gets up there, and I was sick to my stomach after I heard him say this. He said, you can't bring these women back, but you can help him save his life. I'm sorry, what? No, there's no saving his fucking life. It's done, just because his mom was a drug addict while she was pregnant with him, and that's why he has issues or whatever you want to say. There's still a right and wrong. And when you do the wrong, there's consequences. And you can't get up there in front of the victims' families and say, you can't bring him back, so get over it.
Yeah, you're right. He's put on some weight.
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah, that shit was wild.
And he doesn't have very many followers anymore.
Of course. As he should.
He's not the handsome,
Yeah.
Tattooed Patty.
And it was not only in the US, overseas, he had women that he was saying that he was going to have a relationship when he got out of jail. They were going to be together. And
do you know that so did Jeffrey Dahmer? Like there are like that's I
Really?
think
That
it's
Chris,
Mhm. I don't
whatever,
Chris Watts.
the
Chris
yes,
Watts,
Chris Watts.
who put
I've
his
heard he has
babies
tons
in
of,
fucking oil tanks. Scott Peterson.
yeah.
I guess I
Yeah.
just April, I do not want to sound condescending. I think it's very cute. Like I think it's cute that you're just like, I cannot even believe this. And I'm like, this shit's been happening since before we were born. Like,
Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah. I even watched like a TikTok I think it was earlier this week about this lady who was covering another lady's TikTok, doing the clips and stuff, saying how this lady was bragging about how she met her husband in prison while he was in prison. Like they were engaged while he was in prison. I'm pretty sure he went to prison for murder or something, but he was getting out and then they were supposed to get married, but now her account's gone and nobody, like, there's nothing else. That's it. So now,
What?
oh no.
yeah, but she was all, I have seen other TikTokers, like, especially during the pandemic, I think when I started on TikTok, I somehow that ended up on my FYP of all these women that, yeah, my man, he's in prison and we met through this pen
I
pal
remember that. I remember that.
exchange, or it was like a prison pen pal thing, and it was just to meet new people, but we fell in love. Like, nope, I need you here physically.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
But the
I
thing
Mm-hmm.
can't.
is
And the fact that what you've done to put you there, obviously you're not. Yeah. And they're
and he
just like,
wasn't denying it.
I just don't get it. But
I don't either. I mean, yeah, he was good looking, but I don't think he was that good looking, especially. Oh, and that was another thing as lawyers, like, look at his face, like all the tattoos. Who in their right mind does that to themselves? That right there tells you that there's something wrong with him. Well, fuck yeah, there is something fucking wrong with him. Like,
Yeah. So it sounds like he's doing his job, Lovey. He's got to defend the
he's
man. That's his
being
job. He's got to
paid
do
to
that.
save his life, is what he's
And
getting
and
paid for.
sometimes when there's appeals, especially when it comes to the death penalty, um, appeals are automatic. Like a lawyer doesn't have to do anything. Some states require like
Free.
you
Yeah.
automatically every, certain, maybe it's even life sentences in some states, I'm not sure, but there are some cases that automatically go to appeal.
yeah.
So
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
surprise me.
how long are I'm gonna
It's
go
Here's the
through a
thing.
rabbit
Wade
hole
Wilson has
here.
rights. He has rights. And one of his rights is to waive his appeal. And he
He
might say, fuck it, fry me. I'm done. He
he
might.
ain't gonna do
It's been
that.
known to
He's
happen. It's
okay.
He's fat.
I
He's fat
I
now.
feel like he waived his rights when he fucking admitted not once, not twice, like that he
Oh,
fucking did
honey,
it.
that's just not how the law works. It's just not how the law works.
Well, it should,
Well, move to
in
Saudi
my
Arabia.
in my opinion.
hmm Go to the Middle East, where
No,
when you steal, they cut your hand off. Where when you kill, you get killed. Go. That's You go over there
no,
and do that.
because they love blondes. They don't see those a lot, so edit that.
You're
Um,
gonna need to cover that blonde hair, or
That's
you're out of
racist.
there.
That's
I don't think that's racist
That's facts.
that is
That's
racist.
facts.
to say that you're
Mm,
blonde or to say that they like blondes and don't see blondes.
Yes.
That's a fact. I don't think that's racist. I don't.
think because you shouldn't be showing your hair, so it should all be covered up.
Mm. Mm.
Don't see no
My
hair.
hair's not the only thing I like to show.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
Maybe edit that out.
Edit that.
It's all getting
I
edited.
know. I'm sorry. I get
I'm
lippy.
I'm gonna tell you guys what I watched.
Okay. I wish you would.
I watched another episode of Untold, which is on Netflix. We've talked about some Untolds before. I think the Poop Cruise was an Untold. Um, there
Are
might
they
have even
called
been another
Untold?
one. Untold. It's a
Yeah, I thought they
series
were
on
called something
Netflix.
different, but yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't realize it
Um,
was called Untold.
un-
Yeah, they have all the Fire Festival
yeah,
and
like
the yeah.
the big fight in the hockey game, and there was a boxing one. Yeah. Anyway, I
Yeah.
obviously like that series because I keep going back to it, and I'm not even like going to the series. I'm scrolling through documentaries and I see something and I'm like, I want to watch that. And then it's like, oh, Untold. This
Is this a
one
new one?
was, I don't know if it's new necessarily, but I hadn't watched it, and it's the murder of Air McNair, who is Steve
I haven't
McNair, who
seen it.
was a NFL quarterback back in the good old days. Um, Late 90s. He got drafted, I think, in 95. He went to an HBCU, which was really small. He was not a very widely known college player, but he did so he did enough that he was drafted like third. And he ended up going to the Houston Oilers, and I don't know how long he was there, maybe 2, 3 years. And then they left Houston and went to Tennessee and became the Tennessee Titans. Do you remember this? Back in the late 90s?
I think
So
so.
he was a part of that team. He was a part of all of that. Um, he was also the quarterback in the game that was played on the day that I gave birth to Ollie. It was that Super Bowl.
That's cool.
So I thought,
Really?
yeah, it was Tennessee and LA. And it was the story itself was really great. But that game, I just remember like wanting to watch football and then knowing when it was done, I was going to go in and get myself cut open and a baby taken out, and that I didn't know if that baby was a boy or a girl, and that I was really hungry. Right? Like that's what I remember. I remember watching the football game. I didn't remember, but it was such a good game, and he had such a good story because they were essentially nobodies in the entire NFL, the Tennessee Titans. It was him and Eddie George, like that was his dude. Um, that nobody said that they lost the game. They said that they almost won the game. And I was like, that's interesting. I don't think that I like remember, oh, the Chiefs almost won. No, the Chiefs lost. Oh, Philly lost. Like, and so I loved that spin on it. But anyway, to the story. Good old Steve McNair was a ladies' man. Even though he was married with children, he really liked being out into the community. He liked rubbing elbows with the ladies and rubbing other things with the ladies. He went to Dave and Buster's. He meets this 20-year-old girl named Jenny. She was really pretty. Anyway, they start dating and have like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. And he bought her an Escalade, and she really loved him. She really cared about him. And she discovered that she wasn't the only extra lady.
Oh,
Like
the
she
only
just
extra lady.
yeah, she knew he was married. She of course bought the line that he was going to leave the wife and they were going to be together. But she discovers that there's other hers, basically. And she gets a DUI, and he's in the car with her, and like he calls somebody like 2 seconds after they get pulled over. He calls somebody and like has them come like covertly get him and like whisk him away. Like there's like body cam or dash cam footage of her DUI. Like you see him like sneak out of the car kind of and like go get in the cab or whatever it is. She goes to jail. She goes to jail. She's like literally calling him from the cop car, like, I'm going to jail, like, I love you, go make sure that you do whatever. And he's like, okay, sure. And then he doesn't call her for like 3 days. And she like loses her mind and goes and buys a gun and shows up at this apartment that he had rented, but he doesn't like live there. It's obviously like a bed. And she kills him. And then she kills herself. And you get through this story, and like I remember the news, and like I remember like that it had happened or whatever, but at the very end of this show, this guy shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm a cop or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching it while I had Prince, and so I'm not exactly sure what this guy is doing, but he basically says, yeah, remember person of interest number 4 and how he was the original person who bought the gun and he said that he sold it to some girl? Somebody needs to look at him. Like you guys want to believe that Jenny killed herself, that Jenny killed him, and that Jenny killed herself. And I'm saying you need to look at this other dude. And then the fucking show ends. And I'm like, what? I'm ready for this. Okay, Jenny, you lost your damn mind. Again, you kind of like April's story. This is a 20-year-old girl, fucking kills herself, ruins her whole entire life over a stupid boy. Uh, but did she aspect of it? And I'm just like, I'm gonna need you to tell me more. I need the credits to not roll. I need this show to not be over. I need there to be a part 2, and I don't think there's going to be a part 2. Anyway, the murder of Air McNair was good, and I really like. I've never seen like a loop-de-loop at the end of a roller coaster, but that's what it was. It was.
Wow, I'm gonna have to check. Is there a way that you can reach out and like message the producers? Like, what the fuck, man? How can you
I'm
leave us
really
hanging
curious to
like that?
see. I'm really curious to see, like when it came out, because when somebody
Oh,
asked me if it was new, I honestly don't know. So I'll go look and see when it came out and maybe do a little bit of research. But yeah, that was crazy.
yeah,
Like this story should be over. It's one of those, my hands are washed. It's it. She killed
yeah.
him. She killed her. It's over. Nope.
D-U-N, done.
What are you
All
watching,
right,
Kyley?
Kai.
I have 2 things. They'll be fairly quick though. um, let's see. I got to see the new 28 Years Later movie. So there is a sequel to it I think it's called The Bone Yard or something. I don't remember. Anyway, it was not near as good as I was hoping it to be. Um, but it was still okay. We rented it from home, so we probably paid more for it than I would like to rent it. But it just came out to stream. Um, yeah, so I mean, it was good. Some of it was a little ridiculous. I literally said out loud, "Oh yes," like this guy who's like this doctor, and he's really trying to he really truly believes that these infected zombies, they're still in there. Like the person is still in there. And he just needs to cure them. So anyway, there's this particular zombie from the first 28 years later that he's named Samson, I believe, and he's just this huge mofo. Like he's fucking huge. Um, but this doctor, he's older. He's kind of out there by himself. He's taken like bodies as he finds them, and he like boils the bones, and he's built like this big structure. So it's kind of partly to protect himself as he's living in his little area. And then part of just, he's remembering these people. He's very spiritual in that way, that these were all souls and lives, and it was somebody's mom or dad or child, or that's how he looks at these once, they've passed. So he takes precautions for these zombies not to smell him and that kind of stuff. But there's this big buck zombie. This dude is just massive. He's like the stage boss of the zombies, and he is just I don't know. I think he's curious because I don't think it's the first time he's seen the doctor. But the doctor has this little dart system, blow darts. So if a zombie gets too close or something, he does a little blow dart. And apparently he's made this little mixture of morphine and other things. And it immediately, like, they just go into a daze or whatever. So he shoots the Samson zombie and he goes into his little daze. Well, he ends up meeting this doctor so that he can get darted, blow darted to keep getting this morphine because it puts him in this trance and he like starts having his own memories, like human memories again and shit. And there's like this part where the doctor starts going ahead and doing the morphine with the zombie. That's where I'm just like, oh yes, like come on. uh However, I do think there is going to be um a part 3 because at the very end of it, these people have escaped, and there's this mom, or not mom, this dad and a daughter that are all up in their own little house, and they have their little area. They can see anything coming in from all sides, all these fields, and they see the two people running that aren't zombies being chased by a couple of zombies. And the dad is that Killian. He's from Peaky Blinders. He's like an Irish actor. I'm trying to think of his
Murphy.
freaking name. Yes, Cillian Murphy. He's the dad. So I don't feel like they would just put him in. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other like huge actors in this franchise, but all of a sudden Cillian Murphy's in there for like the last 2 minutes.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's what makes me believe there's going to be another movie, which I will probably go see. The other thing I watched for my documentary, I finally watched Take Care Maya on Netflix. Yes. And yeah, it's just sad. I feel like all these people's lives got fucked up because some nurse had a bad day that day, is how I feel in the end. Like, obviously, this mom rubbed people the wrong way, and she was
Yep.
definitely over the top.
Yep.
However, that does not equal like ruining somebody's life to the point where they take their own life because they feel like their daughter will be better off without like that. I can't help my daughter, so I'm just going to eliminate myself from the situation, is what the mom did. And that, it just, yeah, I was like infuriated. Like, and then that, to have that doctor continue to lie over and
Have
over
more
and
than
texting,
one.
and to find at the end that there's like tons of people that she's done this to. And even these other doctors are like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And she's like, oh, don't feel bad. We did the right thing. I see this all the time. And then to find out it's all because of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all because of money, because of the whole, um, you know, how they do their child protective service bullshit down there. Because it's privately owned. And,
Mm-hmm.
hey, if you get us some kids, we'll throw you a couple bucks. Yeah, it was fucked up. It was very sad. And I feel just terrible. Feel terrible for everybody involved.
I couldn't believe that it was a real story. I couldn't believe that that wasn't like a made for TV, so far fetched.
Yeah.
Like, I was not ready for the mom. I was not ready for oh, this happened to me by this lady. I just was like,
And then that lady just sits there with no emotion too. Like, yeah, I don't really remember that. Yeah, I don't really recall. It's like, how convenient. How convenient. Yeah. So But I don't know why it's never popped up on my Netflix scroll before. So I don't know if it was somewhere else before or why all of a sudden it finally popped in. I know y'all
Probably
watched it a
because
long time ago.
you're really a true crime person, and that wasn't necessarily heavy on the crime circuit, you know? Would be
Possibly.
what I would
Maybe
imagine.
it popped up because I also had watched that let what's her name? The British baby killer, the nurse,
Oh, did you?
Letby.
Yeah,
I think maybe that's why it came up because it was more kind of a, you know,
child involved.
right, right.
What do you think about
Mm.
that? I tried to watch it and I fell asleep.
Mm.
I feel like this new one like slightly puts reasonable doubt into it. Like this whole time I'm like, oh yeah, she did it, she did it, she did it, she did it. By
You
the
had
end
seen
of it,
other ones then?
yeah, I think there's two. I think one of them was like an A&E one. I've also listened to some podcasts on it. Um, but this one really went into like her diary. It had a lot of police body cam footage.
Mm.
Like so you could actually see her reaction to things when they're coming in to get her, and we've got to take you back in for questioning. And the police there, let me just tell you, I don't know, they're just way more polite and very nice and like, excuse me, I hope it's okay, but we're gonna go ahead and arrest you now. Like,
Where were they? London?
I mean, of course, I'm sure it's different with the situation, and it's not like she could really go anywhere or that they feared she was going to pull something on him, but their manner and their, I don't know. It was like, wait, who are these people again? Oh, that's the cops. Oh my God. Uh, but it was just interesting to see that I felt so bad for her parents. They were just so like, no idea what to think, and that's their only child, I believe, like period. And then I think they also had interviewed her one of her best friends from college, so I don't know if it was like a dorm mate or if they went through like their clinicals together or whatnot, but they were pretty close, and she just can't see her being someone that would do that. But of course everybody says that about people who, oh my God, I had no idea. I
Right.
don't know. It just I guess it definitely gives a tiny shift in the viewpoint of the different evidence, and that it's a possibility that some things could have been taken out of context. However, it is very suspicious, and the timing of things, it may cast just a shadow of reasonable doubt, but I do think the right decision was made, but I think she needs some serious mental health, like, help. Some of the
True.
stuff that was in her diary,
Oh
like she
yeah.
did not like. I don't think she liked herself a lot.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch it again and stay awake this time. So my social media is not necessarily social media, but it's a music video. Taylor Swift released the music video for Opalite, and it's hilarious, and I love it.
Of
It's
course.
Spell it
basically
for me.
it's basically talking about how you just need this spray. It's like an infomercial, and you just need this spray called Opalite, and you get rid of, you know, terrible people in your life. And
Love it. Can you spell it?
apparently
Can you spell
How do
it?
you spell it?
Opalite?
Mm-hmm.
Opalite.
Like, okay.
It says the video follows a lonely woman who uses a magical opalite spray to find romance and connection. But the music video is really funny. It started, I guess, on the Graham Norton show. He had her and others on, and they were like, "We'd love to be in this video," and like, so then they're just some of them are in it a lot, some of them just make a brief cameo, and then at the very end, it's like the episode of the Graham Norton show that shows them all together talking about how this would be funny to do. And then it happened. So it's brilliant.
That's funny that that's your social media, because my social media is about Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' new steakhouse that they
Oh,
opened up in Kansas City, 1587 Prime.
yeah.
They actually got smacked with a lawsuit from New York that apparently they were trying to trademark another restaurant in New York the same. And so they're being sued right now for the whole 1587 Prime name. So that
That's
just came out.
crazy.
Yeah. It just came out a couple days ago and I just saw it today. So I haven't got to
How
research much.
how did that not get
So
Yeah,
while I was
sure how I
sitting
feel about
here
this.
trying to like find more information, there's an article that they actually tried to trademark this back in 2023. And I know how long it takes a patent. So with Plantbrella, it took us 2 years to finally get our like patent and trademark. Like no one can steal Plantbrella from us. So I don't know if they put in their trademark and it just didn't get approved, but they went ahead with it. So I have not researched more. This is something that I came across tonight when I got home and I was like, oh, so I haven't got to really dive into it. I just found an article that they tried to get this trademark back in 2023. So I haven't read
Patrick
more.
Mahomes and Travis Kelce did? And they
Yeah.
did not get it back in 2023.
No.
And then they opened the place and named it that anyway.
Yes.
That's on them. That's on them.
What the hell, guys?
Yeah.
No sympathy. Love them. I love them so much. And their steakhouse isn't new. It's been open for a little tiny bit, but
This,
They opened up
no,
on Mahomes' birthday last year.
I'm calling
I
bullshit.
think that was their
They have way too many
grand.
people, way too much at stake.
why
I'm
did that
calling
happen?
bullshit.
How did that happen? How could that possibly have happened?
Well,
How could that have happened?
I'm gonna go with they were granted it and the guy in New York is full of shit. Y'all want to go with they were denied, but they opened it anyway. I just disagree. I don't think their team, like, I don't think they would just be like, oh, we're gonna open it anyway and hope for the best. Like, no.
April, where'd you see
There's
that?
so much that like goes
Hold on.
into asking for a name, like just experience reference at the casino. We're opening a new like expanded gaming area and we had to submit names and they had to check trademarks and like then
Yeah.
they're like, no, you can have this, but you can't have that. Like that's already trademarked. Like I find it really hard to believe that those two were like, oh, it's already trademarked. It's fine. I'm going to do it anyway. No, that's not their style.
I just sent you guys the article. There's this one too.
So I don't know. That's just my opinion. We'll see what comes of it. It's just like the people that sued Ed Sheeran because
A
he wrote a
sneaker
song.
company. A sneaker company is
Yeah.
suing Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce for using 1587. Interesting. Okay, I feel different. I thought it was another 1587 steakhouse kind of vibe. This is going to be interesting to play out. My social media is also about trademark and copyright,
What the fuck is happening?
which is
We're like
wild.
spinning off of each other here.
No, I said I didn't put anything on there, and then I was like, oh no, wait, I saw this saga of this thing. Kind of it ties into some Chloe's giant cookies. You guys know Chloe's giant cookies? Chloe is just, I think she's beautiful. She's not like, she's just very, wholesome, I think would be a good word to describe her. She's got this beautiful red hair. She's probably in her 20s or 30s. She's married. She makes giant cookies. And I think during the pandemic, she decided to like get her company up and going, and she does pretty well. And she's also a content creator, and I think she does really well there. So, she's making money and she's creating these gorgeous cookies, and she has a great following. And she got served a cease and desist from Chloe's Cookies in Florida, owned by a married couple who named their home baking business after their dog Chloe. And they're basically saying you can't use Chloe's giant cookies as your name because we have Chloe's cookies trademarked. And they do. And her plight is very real. Like any kind of trademark litigation, she said, is astronomically expensive. So for her entire brand, her logo, her social media following, Chloe not only is a great baker, Chloe's mom died of brain cancer, and she inherited her younger daughter, or her younger sister, her mom's younger daughter. She was like 7 or 8 years old. So there's like this beautiful, heartwarming story that goes along with this girl who's baking cookies out of her house and has now blown up and is now this amazing baker. She's she announced that she's going on a baking show on the Food Network, I think it is. And then 3 days later is when she's served with this cease and desist. And it hasn't stopped. Like I saw an update today where I guess the owners of Chloe's Cookies, the owner of that trademark, is like doubling down, and they're like, yeah, no, we have it trademarked. You're gonna have to change your name. You're gonna have to, I think there were 7 demands that she said. And if not, we'll see you in court. Jen Hamilton got involved at one point when Chloe first came out and made this announcement that she's dealing with this situation where she had received the cease and desist back in November, and how she was going to need help fighting it. And Jen Hamilton got involved, and she's like, who the fuck goes after the cookie girl that adopted her younger sister when her mother died? Who does that?
Okay.
I'm telling you, this home bakery is like rural mural. I think they have 300 followers on Facebook. Huh?
Who's Jen Hamilton?
Jen Hamilton. Jen Hamilton, Hot Mess Express. Jen Hamilton, the nurse everybody loves on TikTok. Jen Hamilton. Jen Hamilton.
Okay, sorry.
No, I mean, you know Jen Hamilton, right? You're the one that talked about Hot Mess Express.
I know. I didn't realize that was her name and that it was the same story. Sorry.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same story. Jen
No, I
Hamilton
know
is
it wasn't the
super.
same. Okay, I get it. I'm tracking.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, tons of people threw some support to Kyley and sold her out and sent her money, like ordered her cookies. When I say sold her out, ordered her cookies, donated to her cause, and it looks like she might be going to copyright trademark court over her name. Kyley's Giant Cookies.
Good. That's different enough. I think it, and they're in different states, right?
That's what I don't understand. Like
trademarks are federal.
Well, I understand that, but it's not like anyone's going to confuse this little shop in Florida with this other shop up. Where'd you say, New York or?
I think she's like in North Carolina or something like that.
Oh, that's right, North Carolina. But
I
still,
think. Yeah, not the same state, not the same game. I think Kyley's cookies do more than one thing. And Kyley only does giant cookies. That's all she does. So Kyley's Giant Cookies, and her name is Kyley.
If
and
her
her brand
name
is her, right? Like it's a picture of her kind. It's an image. It's kind of
the little AI image thing.
If her brand name is
No.
Kyley's Giant Cookie, her brand name is Kyley's Giant Cookies. And the other one is just Kyley's Cookies. That is not a trademark infraction. They're different names. They're not the same.
I agree with you, Megan.
They've got a lawyer that's ready to serve her.
In my experience,
it's wild.
In my experience at the casino, like literally they will tell us put the in front of it, put at behind it, or I think it's literally one small word and you can go from trademark to not trademarked. So if she's saying Kyley's Giant Cookies versus Kyley's Cookies, no. She has no case. Says the lawyer.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to follow up on that, girl.
Okay.
That's funny.
Who just got her degree in the past 5 minutes?
Well, she was a nurse a couple weeks ago when I was wearing my robe.
Yeah, I asked her when her clinicals were.
Yes.
So funny.
She gets around.
She was in Who's Who, you guys.
Shut the
She's
fuck
up and coming.
up.
She's up and coming.
Oh my God.
She's the new thing. Multitasker.
It's one of my favorite things about you, Megan.
I hear it.
What are you doing back there? You making some bread or what?
I'm trying to feed my dog.
Oh.
Chicken and rice.
Oh, he's stirring something.
So Megan, I don't know if you
just
saw.
trying to keep my dog alive.
Okay, Kylie's turn.
I don't know if you saw, Megan, the TikTok I shared with the group about this lady who said if anybody could find Nancy Guthrie, it's Swifties. So calling all Swifties, they need to
report.
I did not.
Yeah, report and figure this out, because she was all, if they can figure out the release date of an album by the time on the clock in the video, they can find Nancy Guthrie. Find this lady's mama. Calling all Swifties. I don't care if Taylor's too busy. Y'all got fan clubs. Like she has faith in y'all Swifties. So anyway, you should go on TikTok and check that video out, because I think it was pretty funny. Because yeah,
I wish that was the case. Taylor's doing it on purpose, though. Nancy was not stolen. Well, she probably was stolen on purpose, but
She
I'm just saying
was.
you have to look for the clues.
you
And
know
Swifties know how
there's
to look for the clues.
there's so many sleuths.
Oh, for sure. I watch them. There's all kinds of people who have shit
Yeah.
all figured out, but
The
but
most. Go
the
ahead.
most what?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the actual social media thing I had was I saw a TikTok from the Daily Mail about the snowstorm up in New York and how the mayor up there, Mayor Mamdani, paid people $20 to shovel snow. $20 an hour. So literally, if bring your shovel, it was just like any other payroll thing. So this is what people are saying is they're just trying to get your information. No, if you want paid, I need your driver's license and your social, I need your documents so that I can put you on the payroll and pay you. But you'll be getting 20, you'll be working 8 a.m. to 1, and you'll get $20 an hour. And people were on it. People showed up and that's what got them out of this snow. Instead of the plows, it was the people, $20 an hour. And the funniest part to me, which is why I'm talking about it, because this is what stood out to me the most. So one guy was a store owner, and he was the Karenest motherfucker I have ever heard. You don't see him out here shoveling snow. His wife has enough shoes. He could be paying us more to shovel this snow. Like, everything out of his mouth was just negative. Everybody else's was, this is great. This is awesome. This is bringing people together. This is giving people a chance to earn some money real quick that might not be able to otherwise. This one lady said, I hope it doesn't stop snowing. I love money. She's out, this little lady out there shoveling snow. Like, people had good things to say. I'm sure there were others, but there was just the one guy they kept going back to. He was a store owner. He was a little more privileged than those taking advantage of getting $20 an hour. So some of the comments were basically kind of defending the mayor, saying, actually, he was out there shoveling snow. And if you go and look, there's lots of videos that show him. He is out there on the streets with everybody else shoveling snow. Other people saying his wife has her own money. She can buy her own shoes. I don't think that has anything to do with it. But lots of people just saying how good of an idea it was, and that they wish their towns would give it a shot, because $20 is $20, man, per hour even.
Yeah.
So make yourself $100 shoveling snow for 5 hours.
I think they may have learned that from Buffalo. Remember when Buffalo got those brutal, like, what are they called? Bomb cyclones? And they paid their fans to come clean out the fucking stadium for the game.
Yeah.
And they showed up in droves because they wanted that goddamn game. I think they've done it more than once, actually. I love it.
I think it's a great idea.
I love it.
For sure.
Is that it?
Fuck, that's me, but I think we're done, right?
Yep.
So I gotta close
That's
this
it.
out.
Another week down.
Yep.
Love you, bitches.
Love you.
Bye.
See you next week.
Till next
See
time.
You next
week.
Stop
Me
it.
on the MPs.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Mac Besties podcast. We hope you laughed, learned, and felt a little closer to your besties. Remember, life is better when shared with friends. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, send us an email or leave us a review. It helps more women like you join the conversation. Until next time, stay true, stay bold, and stay connected. See you soon.